Hello and welcome back, everyone. Scootsy16 here with another video for the Windy City Thunderbolts in the Super Mega Legend League. Last time we left off, the Thunderbolts defeated the Green Bay Grapplers in a 2-0 pitchers duel. Lockton Lachlan McMackey pitched a gem for the Thunderbolts as they fought to stay in contention for the Midwest Division. So I'm going to go ahead and move us along in the season and see how we're doing. I'm actually going to simulate ahead to the next time we meet the Green Bay Grapplers, which is game 140. And I just want to see how our team develops, but we'll see if we stop anywhere in between to make any decisions. So we're going to start by simulating ahead for 9 more games and see where the team is after that. We're currently 56 and 45, and we stay a half a game behind the Grapplers. We're now at plus 70 run differential, and we did not have a great 9 game stretch there as we struggled quite a bit, but and we lost. We won 1, 2 and 3 games, the third being against the Grapplers, thankfully. But not a good stretch for the Thunderbolts there. Luckily, the Grapplers struggled too. Taking a look at some of the development options and what occurred in that last stretch, we got a +3 contact for George Bell. We got +5 velocity for McMackey, so he's continuing to get even better. Let's go ahead and take a look at the options that are available in the development side of things. See some development for Pepe Vinicio with his speed and arm. That's always good to see. And it looks like that's the only one that appeals to me. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one for Pepe. See if we can also get that speed up a little bit more, which we don't, but also increase that secondary position to all infield, which we don't. So +1 speed and arm for Pepe. Slow development for him. All right, now let's go ahead and move forward once again in the tournament here. We're actually taking, or I'm sorry, not tournament, still stuck on the Elite Discord tournament. We're going to be doing a little simulation here. We're going to be going up against the Green Bay Grapplers at their park. The Heaters, the Overdogs. Let's go ahead and see how this 10 game stretch goes, and that'll definitely give us an idea of where we're at contention-wise. So waiting for this to load. 59 and 51. We're now 61 and 59. So we did not have a good stretch there. We won 2 games, and we're now 3.5 games back of the Grapplers. In that 10 game stretch, we dropped from 70 plus or plus 70 run differential to plus 46 run differential. So the team struggled quite a bit in that stretch there. That is rough to see. Some development for Awugliums. No development here for Juice. Not interested in that for Jensen. George Bell gets +1 fielding. He needs all of that. He can get a chance for an increase in arm for Ham, but chance to gain wild thrower. Don't know if I want to risk that. Queen Jimenez gets +80 velocity, or +2 velocity up to 80. Some movement here. I am actually looking at getting a new starting pitcher in the rotation, so we'll make that decision. Beefcake McStevens just became available. That's an interesting one. That's all for... How did we do against the Grapplers here? First of all, we got swept by the Sirloins. Then we won one out of the three again, or one out of the three, yeah, against the Grapplers, so that's not good. Oof. Not a good start for us this episode. We split with the Okinawa Overdogs. Let's take a look at the development once again. I'm interested in this one for Hera. She's still developing, so let's go ahead and give her a chance to increase her power and speed even more. Those are her 2 weakest points. And she doesn't get the extra boost of +1 power, 2 speed, 1 contact. That's okay. And that's all. I don't want to give this one to Ham Slamus. I'm not risking that extra wild thrower chance. At 12.5%, still too high for me. I still don't think there's anyone viable here. Randy Shavewell, not terrible, but he does not have good traits. And I would not be able to make that chemistry work. So we'll keep going ahead in the season here. Going to fast forward to game 130, see where we're at after that. And 61 and 59, we're getting closer to 500, which is not good. And we're at 500, so really tough stretch here. We lost four, or we only won 4 games in that stretch, and we're now 4 games behind the Grapplers and a game behind the Ham and Hot Corners. So not a good time for us, which is getting very frustrating to watch. George Bell gains 1 more arm, so he's continuing to develop. Some opportunities for development. Lachlan has a chance for more development. And we got some more movement in the across all these different teams. George Bell also gained durable, so he's gotten a lot of development in this episode today. Development chance for Ken Owens. Gains some extra junk and 1 accuracy, but also has a chance to gain choker. I'm going to pass on that. I'm going to pass on this one for Bill Campbell. I think he's a little too old. And there's this one for McMackey. I am going to go ahead and take advantage of this one because if we can get him a new trait, even if it's just pick officer, which isn't my favorite, it will prevent him from getting any random bad traits. So let's go ahead and see if we can boost that velocity. We do not. And does he get pick officer? He does. So he is now so much better. This guy is just getting so good. No one's running on him. I don't think they were planning to run on him before, but definitely not anymore. So let's continue to move forward. And oh, actually, before we do, let's take a look at the pitching pool. And no one really good in the pitching pool here, which is unfortunate. All right, taking a look. This would really be the only option that's in the spirited trait that would be in place of Air Lovestone, but I don't see that being beneficial right now. I do see Donovan Drake here. That's an interesting ad with Clutch. I really like our bullpen, though. The only one I might consider moving on from is Bill Campbell here. Let's take a look at how Bill Campbell has been doing. Oops. Bill, where you at? 377 ERA, so not too bad. 5-1 record, 1.27 WHIP, is the second best in the bullpen. So he's been pitching really well. He's got 5 saves as well in 62 innings pitched, 40 strikeouts, 26 walks. So he's walking a lot. Okay. I still might make that change. I just really like... I'm going all over the place. My apologies. I just really like having that clutch trait maxed out, too. There's also Giselle Rounds, but she's not very good with Rally Stopper there. Okay. Do we replace Bill Campbell with Donovan Drake? I think I'm going to do it. It lengthens our bullpen. We get a little bit older, but that's okay. We weren't really looking at age right there. We get a much better trait that can be effective more consistently. And we lose just the elite screwball, which I don't think matters that much. So, and we save a little bit extra money here. So I'm going to do it. Thanks, Donovan Drake, for coming in. And sorry, Bill Campbell, it didn't work out for you, bud. But I know it's just a random change, but maybe that shakes things up for this team a little bit as we wait to find a new starting pitcher for the rotation here. All right, moving forward, like I said, I wanted to get to this Green Bay Grapplers game, so let's go ahead and sim these next 10. Hopefully we can get back into competition with the Grapplers. And we stay right in there with them, 3.5 games out now. The Ham and Hot Corners are on a hot streak right now. We're now 71 and 69. And let's see, did we win the first? Well, we'll see in just a second here. We got a development option for Mashed Taters, for Cecil Sawyer, +2 accuracy for Air. So that's nice, I guess. And a lot of movement. I'm not going to go through all those. And we did win the first game against the Grappler, so another win here would be really huge. I might actually sim forward a little bit more and also just keep watching our the standings to see if we can stay in competition. Let's go ahead and take a look at development really quick. No, no, no. This one for Cecil, plus junk, -2 velocity, +1 fielding, a chance to gain gets ahead, which even though it's only +12, that's helpful. And then this one for mashed taters. I don't think this is necessary. Plus consistent. I am not a fan of the consistent and volatile traits. I think I'm gonna pass on that one. Ooh, actually, you know what? I'm gonna get it just for the loyalty. I'm also gonna get this one. Oh, I might not have enough for both of those. I'm not interested in doing the math, but we have time for Cecil. So I'm gonna do this one for mashed taters. Where's his loyalty at? Oh, he's at +99. Yeah, I think we'll leave him be then. I thought his loyalty might have been lower, so we'll just do this one for Cecil then. All right, can we get extra junk or gets ahead or both? Nope. And 25% chance for gets ahead. He does not get it. So a little bit of a junk boost there. Loss in velocity, but that's okay. So we'll see if we got anybody. We now have Wilbur Suarez. That does not help us unless we were getting rid of a disciplined player, but we're not. I'm looking at either Air Lovestone or Ken Owens, so they either have to be crafty or spirited. And I just don't think Brandon Webb comes in. I don't think he's going to do much for us. Jester Chung, Aiden Chuck Roast. There's Jeff Nelson, but he has no accuracy whatsoever. Yeah, I still think I hold off. Wow, look at that pitch. Oh, that's a closer. Yeah, I think I'm going to hold off. We're still not making any changes to the bullpen. Do we want to watch another Lachlan start? I think we're going to fast forward just a little bit more. I think I'm going to go 5 games at a time now, just so that we can kind of see how the team is doing and where we need to make adjustments if necessary. So this is 5 games forward. We're currently 3.5 back of the Green Bay Grapplers. We're also 1 game behind the Ham and Hot Corners. So this is going to be 3 games there that are going to be really important to watch. And 71 and 69, 74 and 71. So we won 3, lost 2. Taking a look at the schedule, it was lost to the Grapplers, 1 to the Hot Corners, lost to the Hot Corners, 1 both to the Freebooters. I know some Freebooters fans out there are going to love to see that. All right. We have some options for David Ortiz. I don't think that that's helpful. More people moving around. Oof. Prince Chavez loses a lot of fielding there. That's not great. We see development for Lovestone, for Franklin, or for Frank. Rylan Frank is just so hard for me to say. Development chance for Queen Jimenez might be worth it in my eyes. Even though it's a chance to lose gets ahead, we're not really using that trait, but plus accuracy and velocity could be good. Donovan Drake loses some junk. Of course he does. +3 velocity for Ken, so a little development there for the 20-year-old. He's been struggling. See, that's the guy. Johnny Lindsay. I would be willing to bring him in if we can afford him over Air Lovestone. Yeah, walk prone sucks, but I'm still willing to make that chance, and then we could still bring in one of these 3 for Ken Owens if we were really making a push here. So let's take a look at the development first, and then let's make a decision. So no for that, maybe for this. I want more accuracy on her. No, no, no. And I think we said no on mashed taters. So I'm going to go for this one. I think it's worth it. Get the chance for more accuracy, even at the loss of gets ahead. It's only for 1 pitch each at bat. We do not get the +5. Now, please don't lose it. All right, good. We don't lose it. So just the +3 accuracy and +1 velocity, and we get plus 16 loyalty. So nice to see that. Now she's a B. Love me some Queen Jimenez. All right. Now, do we have... We are... where are we at in the standings now? We're 4 games out, plus 39 run differential. We're going to need to make a run if we're going to make this work. Let's see where we are for the standings, or for the wild card. We're way out of the wild card. We're actually 5 games out of the wild card behind a lot of good teams. So we have to fight for the division if we want it. So if we were to go this route, could we afford it? So if I sign Johnny over Air, I cannot afford it right now. So we're going to have to wait on Air Lovestone. We currently need to wait a little less than 7 million if we can afford him. And let's see what Brandon Webb's too expensive as well, so we wouldn't even be able to bring him in either. Okay, we're going to have to keep simming then. All right, 5 more games. Let's see what we do here. 74 and 71. And we're now 77 and 73, so we went another 3 and 2. Getting farther from the division, but we are gaining run differential, now plus 56. We're now tied with the Ham and Hot Corners. And let's see where we are in the wild card standings. We're now 3.5 back, so we made some ground up in the wild card. This is going to be really interesting to see how the rest of this season plays out. This is going to be really tight in these last 12 games. I think I am going to keep kind of simming and watching, and we might leave whatever game decisions we want to make for watching a game. I think we'll do that next time. All right, so development for Juice, I might do that if he has low loyalty. I want to build that back up. Some development options for Pepe, I'd like that. More people moving around. And -2 fielding for Lovestone. That doesn't matter too much. All right, so let's take a look. What is your... Oof. Yeah, we need to get Juices. That's going to suck. He's not going to be happy in the off season. I hope he's having a decent season. We'll take a look at some of those numbers too. +1 fielding. So let's give him that +4 loyalty. That's a little disappointing. All right, and I'm not doing these for anybody else. So this one for Pepe would be +1 speed, 1 fielding, 1 arm, +2 speed, +2 fielding, plus chance for a little hack. Sure, why not? If he's going to develop, this will be how he does it. All right, chance for more fielding. He does not get that at 25%. Same for speed and fielding. Nope. Little hack. Nope. All right. So just little by little, he is getting a little bit better. He's now a B-. Decent option at second base. And a backup third baseman. Let's go ahead and see where's Johnny Lindsay compared to Air Lovestone now. 14.6, so we're getting closer. And I'm pretty sure that... Brandon Webb is still, much too expensive for Ken Owens to be replaced. So we'll go 5 more games, facing off against the Sawteeth, the Herbivores, and 1 game against the Rakers. We already won 1. Let's go ahead and see what we do here. 5 games, chance to close the gap. And we do not. We go 80 and 75 on the record now, at 5.5 games behind the Grapplers. Let's see where we're at in the wild card standings. We are now 2.5 back of the Boulder Bee-Wolves. So we are making a run for the wild card. I thought we were going to be throwing that away. Now the Bee-Wolves are doing really well, so I don't know if we'll catch them, but this is a chance to do it. Ooh, this might be rough. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull this off, because I don't think we can afford making any changes that are going to fit our chemistry. So let's go ahead, looking through the last 5 games, a lot of people moving, chance for some development. Let's take a look at those. Jensen Deputy plus Junk. Let's go ahead and do this one for him, and I'm not going to do this for Cecil because stimulated would only really be beneficial if he can consistently get to the 7th inning. So let's see. Get more Junk? Nope, just the 1. All right, that pushes him to a B. So like to see that. He's love those traits. All right. Can we bring in Johnny Lindsay yet over Air Lovestone? Still not enough. We're getting close to the end of the season here, and I don't know if we have enough time to close the gap here. What do we do? This is kind of a tough situation for us to be in because there's only so much we can do to be able to afford making these decisions. So Easter Ruiz here, RBI hero and injury prone. I wouldn't even be using her as a catcher because we have Hera and we have Rylan Frank, but we could bring her in, place a Calhoun, which would save us 1.6, or Raylan Frank. And I think Frank could be the guy I'd want to get rid of. Even though he's got the cannon arm, I think Casey is the better defender. That saves us money there. We would still need to get another crafty player. See, this is the tinkering that I usually get stuck with when I'm trying to make adjustments for the team. So I'm going to put a star next to Easter because I would save some money with her just to get her as just a bench bat. That would be all I'd use her for as a bench bat. Now, if we were to use her, then we need to get a crafty player in here. And where could we afford a crafty player to be brought in? I guess we could also consider Haley Barnstormer as opposed to Franklin. What would be, or see, I keep doing it, Rylan Frank. That would be minus 1.4 million to make that move, and then we wouldn't have to make the adjustment on the traits. So that would be interesting. That would put us at 13.1, and then I think we have enough to bring in, where are you at, Johnny? If we bring in Johnny, it costs, oops, sorry. Costs us 12.5, so we would have enough to be able to afford that. And all we have to do is change out um our old 35-year-old catcher. Ooh, I think we do that. I think that Air Lovestone has not done enough to warrant staying on the team. Let's see what her year has been like. 4.67 ERA, not good. 1.48 whip, not great. 127 strikeouts is okay. 73 walks is too high. 25 homers in 39 games. That's too much. So we're gonna, yeah, I think I can justify that. What are you doing over here? Ken is just having a heck of a time. 2-15. Who would we replace you with? Because I only think we'd have like slightly more room on the roster. So you're 4.6. That's too much. Jester Chung. We could replace you with Jester Chung. Like you can't be worse than that. Better accuracy. 3 pitches. Gosh darn it. Amir York. Alberto Roberto with his elite forkball. Okay, so if we don't bring in, if we get a guy like Kevin Millwood, then that would be a disciplined player that we would need to get rid of. And what are our options for disciplined players? We can not getting rid of Withers. We're not getting rid of Kendra. We're not getting rid of Jensen. We could look to move on from Prince Chavez, but this guy has got a little more pop this year. Let's do it just about the same as he did last year. Almost identical outings and production, except for the stolen bases. Holy crap, 67 stolen bases. If that's not legally, that's got to be close to it. I don't want to get rid of him, but who else is out there? Let's see. These are our options to make some room and also to change. It would be crafty that we would have to switch to. right? Yeah, that's what I was looking for. So Trent Wen, good fielder, decent speed. This is a huge downgrade, but this frees up a lot of space. Arsenio Armstrong, too much. That would be a decent option if he was more money or if he was less money. What are you? Benny Balmer has clutch. Oh, 4.4. Who would play center if it's not? I don't even like that. There's no one that's a viable center fielder. There's not enough speed in this outfield to be able to put. So Prince is off the limits. We can't take him out. Every one of the disciplined players that we have to keep. That makes things very difficult. What are our... So we'll lose Workhorse if we get rid of Air. We'll lose Cannon Arm if we get rid of Raylan. We would lose... Oh, damn. That sucks. We would also lose the chance at Hera's Cannon Arm, and we need that behind the plate. So we need to stay at tier 2 for competitive traits. Shoot. So we can't, if we're getting rid of Khan, it has to be for a spirited or for a crafty player. That's just that's the bottom line. Now the only other option would be, can we free up money? Is there what good? So he's the cheapest and he's the best option and he is a 4.6 more. I guess we could afford making the other changes and then just waiting a little bit longer and hoping we can get Brandon Webb before the playoffs, assuming we get to the playoffs. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger on the two players we just talked about. So first is going to be Raylan Frank, and we're going to get rid of Raylan and replace him with Haley Barnstormer. So Barnstormer, welcome in. Raylan, we appreciate... Actually, before we do that, I just want to see how he did. Did not produce at all offensively. That's okay. We didn't really expect that to be the case. And because they don't tell us, we have no idea how he produced as a catcher. We do know that he has no errors, but he has 2 pass balls. So whatever that means. All right, let's go ahead and release you for Haley Barnstormer. That frees up 1.4 million. Sorry, Raylan. Thanks for your efforts. And we're going to come down here and we're going to replace Air Lovestone with Johnny Lindsay. Huge upgrade in the rotation. Brings us down to 600,000 left. And this is for us going in all the marbles to try and win at least a playoff berth, whether it's through the wild card or through the division. This is what we have to do. I just really hate that Ken Owens is our... What is the difference here now? 4.6 still. That he's over. That makes sense. We have 600, so we need 4 million freed up. Now, the only other thing I could consider is if we take, like... I know this is going to be kind of defeating the purpose, but if we brought in, like, a cheaper option versus David Ortiz... That's not even close. Fred Bobbitt, that's not an option. Paul Molitor, that would be not bad, but can't afford him. Mike Schmidt, we can't afford. Spot Spencer, he's a little bit cheaper, but not cheap enough, and he would be a good defense or a DH replacement. Ian Fielder, that would be a big free up there. Gets utility, which won't be really beneficial, and only third and first. And that would just be a huge drop in our lineup. Damn, this is rough. I don't think we can get any better than this lineup that we have right now. We can't really... afford to lose a guy like David Ortiz. But I felt like if it was a reasonable drop in talent, for the cost, I would be willing to do it. Like a good hitter only, like David is. I think that I'd be willing to do it, but no, that's not going to work at all. Wouldn't that be funny if we brought in Beefcake to replace Juice Jackson? I couldn't do that though. That wouldn't make any sense, even though Juice might be leaving us in the off season. Um, Ham at short. That's, I mean, we don't even have an option for that. No one's competitive except for Juan, and I'm not paying for him, and I don't think he's worth it. Winter Glass, that's a good name right there. And I don't think there's any other options. All right, I think I've wasted your time enough. I am sorry. This episode's probably going to be the most boring of the bunch, but let's go ahead and we're going to call the lineup changes there. We're just going to have to see how this team plays out with the situation that we're in. Again, we replaced Raylan Frank, an older catcher, for this younger, or I mean, 1 year younger, Haley Barnstormer, slightly cheaper, decent fielder, has contact versus lefties, maxed out, so might be situational hitter off the bench. We also brought in Johnny Lindsay, has walk prone, but we're okay with that with how great his velocity is, solid accuracy. We're going to hope that he doesn't go into those situations. And hopefully these two changes will help push us over the edge. I don't think we can get the division at this point. 5.5 seems too steep with where we're at. I think we have 7 games left, but we are 2.5 away from the wild card. So I've done what I could. Time to put it up to the fates. Let's go ahead and just simulate. Actually, I'll do one game at a time. We'll see where we're at here. Windy City Thunderbolts versus the Mammoth Takes, and we lose 8-0. We're gonna skip those. Ay ay ay. And that puts us 3.5 back. We're still not completely out of it. Let's go ahead and simulate this game versus the Mammoth Tanks as well. The Milwaukee Mammoth Tanks trying to play spoiler against us. Locked in Lachlan gets the win there, so that puts us at 5.5 back there. And let's see if we make up any ground. We're now 3 games back of the Boulders, so it's getting really tight, but we have we have a chance. Just peeking at if anything happened in the last one. Transfer development for cash. I think we can wait till the end of the season at this point. So next game, can we get another win against the Mammoth Tanks? And that was a big win there, 7-3. And the Grapplers win too, so they stay on us. I believe we're completely eliminated from contention for the wild card. I'm sorry, for the division, but I think we still have a chance for the wild card. This is going to be really tight, 2.5 games. Ay, ay, ay. All right, next we get to see Johnny Lindsay face off against Albert Bauer. Let's go ahead and simulate that game. Let's see where the wide loads are. The wide loads are 88 and 72, so they're playing really well. They're fighting for the South Division over there, so this is going to be 2 really good, probably really tough games for us. Let's see what we do. Johnny Lindsay's first debut start, he gave us up 1 run, and it looks like we lost it in the 9th inning. So, I think this might be it. I think I might pull the plug on our suspense. 2.5 games left. We have 3 games left in the series or in this schedule. Ken Owens, come on, dude. Can we get you out of here yet? Where you at? Where you at? Brandon Webb. Still not even close. I just wish there was something we could do here. The only thing I can think of, I'm not going to say that guy's name. The only thing I can think of is if we just bail on the trait, or I mean, yeah, on the chemistry, for these few games that we have left, but literally, who are we turning to? We're turning to Olaf Slackoff. We can't turn to Chris Bosio. Bunt Roach, no. I'm not going to him. This is just dreadful. Not going to Garth Givener. It's not worth it. We're just going to go down with this ship. Chance to gain rally starter for Haley. Not going to happen. Ay, ay, ay. And let's just peek at development. There's this one for David. No, no. These two are identical. I develop Cash, but I want that boost for Prince as well. He's only 28. I like Prince a lot. I wish he was producing better. All right, we're going to do this one for Cash. I just don't think we can afford this one for Prince if we do. So let's just go ahead and do this one for Cash. More arm. She's going to get it. So +8 arm for her puts her at 81. Oh, that's beautiful. And, oh, we do. I just don't know how to math. That's all right. Don't laugh at me. Let's go ahead and do this one for... Nope, not the same outcome. So +70 or 76 arm for him, and he's at max loyalty. All right, that's about all we're going to be able to afford for the rest of the season. Let's go ahead and see what happens between Ken Owens and Jerry Capps. This game right here is going to be probably the end of our run. And come on, offense. Nope, does not show up, and we lose that game. And I think that we lose our hopes at the wild card. We're 3.5 games back, definitely out now. So let's go ahead and just sim these last 2 games against the Green Bay Grapplers. And the first game, we almost came back, but lost against the Grapplers in a McMackey start, which is unfortunate. I want to see what this last game against the Grapplers looks like. What an unfortunate outcome. We fought almost all the way until the end, and we just lost so much momentum. All right, here's the last game of the season. And we fought back again, but could not take it. So we lost our last 3 games to end this season, 82 and 80. What a disappointing outcome after what we saw happening for most of this season. Oh, there's some development for Ken Owens. That's cool. Nobody else here. Hera gets a boost in power. Love to see that. She needs more. Pepe gets a development. We can't pay for that. All right, I'll just leave you all with the season leaders. No one on our team made it into the top 10. We see David Ortiz had 37 home runs in 9th place. Hank Aaron had 44. I don't even think he played the whole season. I think he split time between 2 teams. He did. He only got 139 games in, so that could have been even more, but he still led the league. Let's see what else. Hank Aaron wins in OPS as well as as well as slugging. Let's see. Freeman Lobster, 208 hits. Marsha Brown with 205. Both break the 200 threshold. Hank Aaron with 84 extra base hits, and lots of players struck out over 200 times. Prince Chavez does lead the league in stolen bases with 73, beating out Yoink Sacks by 8 stolen bases. You also see Willie Randolph making an appearance with 37 in 6th place. We don't see anyone on our team in wins. Charlie Best with 33 is absolutely crazy. How many games did he appear in? He appeared in 157 games out of 162. Please tell me, anyone, have you seen that before? He pitched 254 innings. Holy crap. I've never seen anything like that. He only missed 5 games this season. How do you go through that? That's baffling. Roberto Smith leads in ERA, 238. Billy Wagner leads the league in saves with 23. Lachlan McMackey in 7th place with tied for seventh place with a 1.10 whip. Johnny Lindsay makes it an opponent's batting average at 225 in 10th place. McMackey, top four in strikeouts, tied for top four with Albert Bauer with 239 strikeouts. And then he makes it on all three: strikeouts per nine, walks per nine, strikeouts per walk. Did not walk many batters. That's what we love to see from Lachlan McMackey. Taking a look at the team as a whole, because we didn't see a lot of offensive output there. 19 homers for Chavez. He bats 273, 775 OPS. Had the 73 stolen bases. So I like what his performance looked like. Ham Slamus had 27 home runs. That was third on the team. Wow. Had a pretty solid season. 853 OPS. Pretty good for him, for good production. Juice Jackson, 25 homers. That's not what we expect from our 99 contact, 99 power third baseman. So he's got a lot of recovery to do here. He only went 766 OPS. Mashed Taters, 102 RBIs, tied for team lead, 31 home runs, second on the team, 843 OPS. David Ortiz, 37 home runs, 102 RBIs, both leading the team, but a 796 OPS. So if he wasn't hitting home runs, he wasn't doing much else. George Bell had a decent season, 15 home runs, 295 average, 69 RBIs, nice. Harold Williams was quiet offensively, but she was more for her defense, and she's working on developing. Marlon Byrd had a pretty decent season at 13 home runs. Willie Randolph, quiet offensively, but did pretty well getting on base, and it looks like stolen bases, he really excelled in that area as well. Cash Basket, 23 home runs. That's good to see, 74 RBIs, so she was a big producer on this team. All right, taking a look at the pitching staff. McMackey, 373 ERA, 14 and 11, 1.10 whip, as we saw. Appeared in one extra game outside of his starts. That's interesting. Same with Cecil Sawyer. He pitched 3.58 ERA. Johnny Lindsay showed up there right at the end and seemed to produce pretty well. Ken Owens had a really rough season, but he is still developing. We didn't expect him to do much production-wise. Donovan Drake came in and did not do well. He was a mistake decision. Withers Hansen, 3.50 ERA. Jensen Deputy, 3.64. Love to see that from both of them. Queen Jimenez, 4.23 ERA, the worst of the bullpen, of our original bullpen. And then Kendrick Herr, 4.07 ERA, did not pitch too well, but she got overpitched as she appeared in 119 games, which is pretty crazy. Overall, I think the pitching staff did pretty decently well outside of Drake, who we brought in, and outside of Ken Owens, who we expected to be developing and struggling a bit. The offense did okay. I wish that we could see. I don't really even know what led to the losses for this team. I don't think they synced up very well. So unfortunate to see that. Let's go ahead and simulate the playoffs and see who won year two. Before I do that, let's just take a look at who won year one. It was the Boise Buzzards who won in 7 games as the number 2 seed against the Soul Spirit. Let's see what happens this time around. So we see that the Boise Buzzards are now the number 1 seed, and the Grapplers are the number 2 seed. Let's go ahead and simulate the playoffs and see who comes out on top in this one. It could be a rematch of the Spirit and the Buzzards, potentially. So the Boomers take the first game against the Grapplers. The B-Wolves take the first game against the Buzzards. Soul win against the Heaters. The Wide Loads defeat the Crocs. The Grapplers tie it up. The Buzzards manage to do the same in 15 innings. The Heaters take the game 2, tying that up, and the Wide Loads hold on to win that one. They take a 2-0 lead. Looking at time, I might have to speed this up just a little bit more. 2-1 is the series for the Grapplers taking the lead in this in the second game or in the third game there. Buzzards win, taking a 2-1 lead. The Spirit win, 2-1 lead there, and the Wide Loads take a 3-0, going for the sweep now. Grapplers win another one. B-Wolves tie it up. Spirit fighting for this one, trying to hold it onto it. The Heaters are really fighting for that. They take a 3-1 lead. Wide Loads sweep the Crocs in 4 games. The Boomers fighting for their lives. They win that one. The Buzzards win, taking a 3-2 lead. And the Spirit are trying to finish this series off. That one's going back and forth. The Heaters managed to fight back. The Grapplers lose again, so now it goes to Game 7. This game against the B-Wolves and Buzzards, going back and forth, and the B-Wolves are taking it to Game 7. Can the Heaters do the same? They do in extra innings, so now it's Game 7 for those 3 teams, and the Grapplers come back huge and end up winning moving forward. The Buzzards come out with a huge lead and hold on. They move forward as well, and these 2 teams fighting for a chance to face off against the Wide Loads, and the Heaters win. So now Buzzards and Grapplers. Grapplers win Game 1. Heaters and Wide Loads. Heaters win Game 1, so they hand the Wide Loads their first loss. The Grapplers win Game 2. Wide Loads win, tying it up 1-1. Buzzards come back big, winning 8-0. Heaters win a game 3 2-1 in the series now. Buzzards tie it up 2-2. Heaters hold on and win another one, now 3-1, 1 win away from the finals. And the Grapplers win, going 3-2 in the series now. Wide Loads trying to hold on, fighting back and forth, and they end up winning that one now 3-2. And Grapplers, Buzzards win, taking it to Game 7. The Wide Loads win, taking it to Game 7 as well. And in Game 7, the Grapplers almost give it up, but they're going to move forward. And facing them in the finals is the Wide Loads. So this is going to be a good big one here. Game 1, Grapplers 5-2. Game 2, Grapplers 5-3. Now we switch ballparks, and the Grapplers win 4-2, so they're on their way to a sweep. Wide Loads win 1. 3-1 game now. They win a big Game 2 or Game 5. Now 3-2, and the Grapplers win Game 6, 1-0 to end up taking the title. So the team in our division ends up going all the way. They almost reverse swept the Boomers. They fell behind and then came way back on that one. Fought off the number 1 seed Buzzards and then had to fight off the number 1 seed Wide Loads to win the championship. So Green Bay Grapplers are your Season 2 champions, and we're going to have to face them a long time, so we'll see what happens next season. I will be heading into the re-sign phase of this season, heading into Season 3, so take a look at the next video when you get a chance. Don't forget to like this if you enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to keep following along, and also please share any feedback on how you liked that episode, because we did not watch any games. We simulated a lot of tinkering as well, so hope to hear from you all soon. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a great one. Bye, everyone.